motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting. All right. So it's the Urban Therapy with Sun show, and it's Sunday, and it's the 19th of the month. And if you're anything like me, you're wondering, how do we get to the 19th of the month? I mean, can we get some kind of explanation of how the month just started last week and all of a sudden it's the 19th? Is it just me? Let me know. Because if it's just me, it's just me. But I'm wondering how we somehow arrived at the 19th of the month when the month just started last week. But we are here. Okay. And we are good. I'm just checking microphones, checking audio and everything. We weren't able to have a show yesterday because yesterday I had some furniture to move. I had some moves to make. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, I've been telling y'all for over a month now. It's been a couple of months now about my shoulder being messed up. Well, it's re-injured now. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I would call it re-injured. I know it hurt. I haven't done one push-up in 2 months. I feel some kind of way about it. But yeah, it ain't coming no time soon. But like the shirt says, it is what it is. Oh, with this YouTube thing, y'all see it backwards, so I ain't gonna, you know what I mean? But it says it is what it is. I swear to God, but we gonna be all right. But today on the Urban Therapy with Sun show, we are talking about looking out for friends, looking out for family. So we're going to talk about what looking out for somebody really means. What does it mean when we talk about looking out for somebody? What does it mean when we say looking out for somebody? What are we talking about? Everybody, in my opinion, has a time when they need to be looked out for, and they have people in their lives that they look out for. People that you like, people that you love, people that you care about, people that you feel deserve to have their back taken or gotten. You know how people say, I got your back. It's funny. I got your back. One of those terms. When people say I got your back, what do they mean? What do they mean? TK Wright says, today the words behind you are correct. Yeah, because I had to turn the sign around. That's why the sign isn't white instead of black. Yeah. Yeah, I had to turn it around. Turn your sign around. Yeah, but what does it mean when somebody says they have your back? Because that's one of those terms that sometimes people who don't even know you or who you don't know will say, well, like, have you ever been in an argument with somebody? Have you ever been in an argument with somebody or a situation with somebody that was unfair or that you were definitely right in and other people could see it? And then somebody who you didn't even know or didn't know was listening or paying attention or whatever, they'll come and say, I had your back in that situation that you were in. And you're like, well, what do you mean you had my back? Because you didn't say anything. I don't know if you helped anything. If you did it behind the scenes. And I didn't feel the effects of it. I felt like I was all by myself. So for some people, having your back just means that they agree with you. Is that having your back to you? Like, is that good enough? If somebody just tells you that they agreed with something that you said or something that you did, is that having your back? Like if we took that to politics, having your back means that I'm going to get your vote. That's what I'm thinking. Now, let me know if I'm off, because I could be. But I'm thinking like in politics or something like that, if somebody has your back, that means that they're going to campaign for you. That means that they're going to promote you. That means that you have their vote. That means that you are their guy. But evidently, to some people, just having your back just means that they agree. And if you're somebody like me, if somebody told you that they had your back in the situation, I would ask, well, what does that mean? What do you mean you had my back? Like, did you go and pull their coattail afterwards and say, like, yo, man, you know what I mean? Don't do O like that. You know, the boy's son is a good guy. Nah, we not having that. Because to me, that means having my back. Of course, in a physical altercation where blows, where things come to blows. For the young people, pause. Yeah, having somebody's back means that if anybody jumps in, and that means they're going to jump in. That means they have your back. In other words, I'm going to fight for you. If it comes down to a situation where I see it's unfair, where it's 4 against 1, it's going to be 4 against 2. I got your back. But like I said, to some people, just having your just agreeing with you or seeing your point of view means having your back. Is that acceptable to y'all? What up, T. Carey Wright? Morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. And Dimples D's is all up in the house. What's going on, Dimples? How you feeling, man? Good to see me some you. And Grown Woman Don't Try Me. What up? Grown Woman Don't Try Me. What's there? Why me? Y'all know the Eagles game is going on. So if y'all distracted, I understand. You know what I'm saying? But the show must go on. I ain't had no show yesterday, so I had to do it now. And I could have waited until the show went off. Until the game went off to do the show, but I don't want to do that. I'm just going to keep it a buck. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. So anyway. So yeah, let me see. TK Wright says, LOL. Yeah, that happened. They were like, I was just about to jump in if they kept going. Oh, they just scored? Because it was 7-3. When I look, hold on. I don't see no 7. I see 7-3. I see 14-3. Thank you. I need 14. I need the Eagles to blow them out. You know what I mean? They got to stop playing. They got to stop playing. I don't need that smoke. For real. They got to go handle their BI for me. Because I can't go another week. I can't go another week like I had to these past 2 weeks. I can't. No. Anyway. Yeah. They was just about to jump in if they kept going, huh? So I got your back. So I'm going to wait until you are at a total disadvantage before I help. Listen, man. I don't want to judge because help is help. Help is help, right? So I don't want to put it like if you don't help me in the way that I need help, then you ain't helping at all. I don't want to say it like that. I don't want to seem ungrateful. I don't want to paint the narrative that way. But if we're talking about looking out for friends, looking out for family, and I just spun off and talk about somebody having your back, when you have somebody's back, that means you're looking out for them. You might have their back before they got into anything, before anything jumped off, before anything happened. So I want to know, once we start getting into this show more and start talking about what looking out for family versus looking out for friends means versus looking out for anybody, what does it mean? Because I don't think that we can get to the looking out for somebody part if we can't get to the what it means to have somebody's back. So, you know what? I should have put that as the poll question. Being as though y'all ain't really messing with the poll question as it is. Yeah. What does it mean when somebody has your back? Well, we don't have to make it a poll question. I'm sorry, y'all. We don't have to make it a poll question. We can make it a question right now. What does it mean to you when somebody says that they have your back? Or what does it mean when you say that you have somebody's back? What does it mean? Let me know. I'll tell you what it means to me. When I say to somebody that I have their back, that means whatever they are going through in a situation, they are not alone. So they may have entered it by themselves, but they're not going to have to finish it by themselves if things go left. So if we're at work, we're on a job, and we are protesting, or we are campaigning against, or we are bringing to attention unfair practices at the job. If I have your back, that means I'm going in there with you. So you going in to talk to the boss, we going in to talk to the boss. I'm not just going to let you go in there and put yourself out there all by yourself. Because what's the likelihood that you're going to be represented correctly, or that you're going to even be paid attention to? So I'm going in there with you. If I believe in the cause, all right, hell or high water. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not. Does that necessarily mean that I'm willing to lose my job over what you're doing? Well, no. But then again, I might. Because if the working conditions are that unsafe or that unfair, why would I want to work there? Why would I want to work there? It's not like I haven't thought about it before. So, yeah, if I have your back at work, that means that if somebody says that you did something that you didn't do, or tries to defame your character when I know better, that means I'm going to speak up for you. No. Rodney ain't like that. That's not the way that's not the way he roll. So no, I don't believe that. And trust me, I've had at my jobs, I've had many people's backs. I've spoken up for many people when something didn't sound right, even when it sounded right. My thing was, well, did you see him though? Because we're not going to go on no hearsay. You know, it is what it is. I'm not the one to be messing with nobody's paycheck. You know, people can say, well, such and such don't deserve the blah, blah. Look, that's not for you to determine. Did you determine whether they deserve to be hired? Because if you didn't, I don't think that you should have a whole lot of say so in whether they deserve to be fired or not. So I'm not going in there. I'm not going in with you in that situation. So yeah, having somebody's back is for me, that's a serious thing. That's not something to be played around with. So if somebody has my back, I look at them to let me know that I have reassurance that I'm not alone, that I'm not going to be hurt, that I do have some protection, that just like if I'm going up against a team, I got a team behind me. And they're going to play hard. They're going to fight hard. They're going to try to win. They want to see me win. I got your back. You know, if I'm injured, if I'm hurt, if I'm unable to perform at a high level, well, that means if you have my back, you're going to take up the slack. You're going to turn this disadvantage into at least an even playing field. That's what having somebody's back means to me. What does it mean to y'all? Y'all busy greeting each other, but y'all not answering. I need y'all to I need y'all to kind of get into like I'm talking to y'all about something. But you know what? Forget it. You know what I mean? For what I'm going through in my life, I might have to do this by myself. Not that I don't think that y'all have my back, but just it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, so when we talk about looking out for friends, looking out for family, when we talk about that kind of stuff, Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. You know what I mean? I don't mean to be distracted. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure. Look, I need this win bad as shit. So yeah, when I talk about looking out for friends or looking out for family, um, if I look out for you, I'm not really separating whether I look out for friends in a certain kind of way or look out for family in a certain kind of way. Now, depending on the family member, like whether it's a close family member or a favorite family member or a distant family member, or maybe even a non-blood related family member, there may be some adjustments in that regard. But if I look out for you, then I look out for you. It's not like, well, I kind of look out, either I'm in or I'm out. Of course, just like with anything else in the world, there are levels to this thing. So the way I might look out for my mom, look out for one of my sisters or my brothers, might be a little different than I look out for a non-blood related cousin who wasn't my cousin before marriage. It might be a little different. Like, all right, you family now, and I'm gonna look out for you. But I don't even really know you like that. But I take family seriously and I take friendship very seriously, especially at this age. It's funny because when you're younger, friendship means a lot because you kind of need that support. But when you're younger, you need support and you need validation, right? You need you need the support and you need the validation when you're young. My brother from another mother, Norris Hill, sit back, relax, do your thing, max and chill. Good to see you, my dude. Good to see you, my brother. You know what I mean? That's my brother on my dad's side. You know what I mean? That's why he light skinned. You know what? Speaking of light skin, I never really thought of this shit before. I don't think my dad messed around with no light skinned women that I can think of. He was light, way lighter when he was younger. When he was. I'm like, but you. Not from the ones I saw. He was either brown skin or dark skin. But he married a white woman. I do that. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Anyway. Manifest reality. He said, let's not talk about light skin. We ain't got to talk about light skin. But my brother from another mother, Norris Hill, is my light skinned brother on my dad's side. That's all I'm saying. That's why he my brother from another mother instead of my brother from another father. Like, if he was my brother from another father, then he would be my brother. But that was from my mom, from a previous marriage. Oh man, Manifest Reality says a dude just asked me if I found him attractive because of his eyes and skin. I cussed him out. Oh, that was one of them old school light skinned dudes. You found yourself a Al B. Shore. you got yourself an Al B. Shore. One of them night and day. Off on your own girl type. You found yourself one of them. Oh shit. One of those you found you found yourself one of them off for your own girl night and day type light skinned dudes from back in the 70s and 80s. Ah man. Oh man. Grown woman said, hey, manifest, no light skin talk today. Look, man. He said, but coming from Louisiana, we have variations of how this dude going to of this dude going to play with me. How this dude going to play with me? Old funky built from Atlanta. Funky butt from Atlanta. Oh man. Oh man. Yo, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, TK, right? You know. Night and day. Get off on your own, girl. You gotta make on your own. Your own, girl. You know what I'm saying? That's what light skin couldn't lose. But anyway. Look out for your light-skinned brothers and sisters. Look out for your dark-skinned brothers and sisters. Look out for your brown skin, your caramel. You know what I mean? Your butter pecan. Look out. We all gotta look out. But anyway. So the reason that I even thought about doing this show is because you know how a lot of people value their friends over their family or consider their friends to be more of their family than their actual blood family members. Often, they blood family members that they grew up with. So, so if you choose your friends over your blood-related family members, there's normally a deeper meaning to that, and often it's a hurtful meaning to that. Oh boy. God damn it. Often there's a hurtful meaning behind that. And if it goes unaddressed in your life, you know, without you ever really thinking of the reason, well, no. Because normally, if you look out for your friends rather than looking out for your family members, normally you know the reason for it. It's normally because you don't feel like your family has had your back. It's normally because you don't feel like your family has looked out for you. Maybe they didn't value you. Maybe they never treated you right. Maybe they abused you. Maybe they abandoned you. Maybe they always chose somebody over you. So they looked out for somebody else and never looked out for you. So you may feel like, well, you know what? My friends are the ones that help me get to where I'm going. Or my friends help me to get where I am today. So they're my real family. And you know that old adage. How many times have we heard from people when they say, you know, your family is sometimes will do you worse than anybody else. Sometimes your family is your worst are your worst enemies. Bray Anderson says, accusing is bad. What? I don't know what accusing is. I know what cussing is, but I don't know what accusing is. But I'll try to limit my cues words. I know I'm being the asshole. I know I'm being the asshole, but I'm gonna do better. I promise. Oh, grown woman don't try me says, and sometimes friends become your family. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes that's what I'm talking about when I say that there are a lot of people who look at their friends as more of family because they've been there. You know, there's something to be said about the bond that forms friendships. There's something to be said about that. And there are few things in the world. There are very few things in the world that are better than having a real, true friend. There are very few things in this world that are better than having a real, true friend. Somebody that will honestly, truly, definitely show friendship at every turn in your life. Because it's not that hard to be a friend. But sometimes it's hard to find a friend.
You have a call from.
Well, caller with the last numbers. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. What's good? How you feeling this afternoon?
I woke up with violence in my heart. So what the fuck is up? Because I'm not the better person today or any day.
Okay. What's up with what?
Oh, nothing. Because I want to make sure I get all my coosing in today.
You want to get your cuesing out? You know what? I know I said a few cues words. You know what I'm saying? but you know, I ain't gonna cues my way through nothing. I'm just trying. Yeah, I mean, that's all. I'm just.
How the cue words for today? Sorry, I just
I ain't trying to be all cuesing all the time.
There's a devil on my shoulder say, go on and call in and be a jackass.
You know what I mean? Don't come in here with all that fussing and cuesing. I cuesed his ass. I cuesed her ass out. Look, she tried to cuse me out. She wound up getting cuesed out. Be cuesing at me.
Oh, forgive me for encouraging shenanigans on this Sunday.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, that cuesing.
What the fuck is up, chat?
Man. You gotta chill.
Sorry, fucking family.
You gotta chill. Oh my Lord.
All right, I'm through.
You good? You got it out? You know what I mean? Sometimes
really, but you know.
Look. Sometimes you gotta squeeze the toothpaste in the middle, and sometimes you gotta roll that thing up, and sometimes you gotta cut that joint out, cut it in the middle, and dig the toothbrush in there. But regardless,
and I do squeeze it in the middle, so there's that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this: if anybody squeezes in the middle, because I don't do that, then trust me, I'm going cuse, and then we gonna have a conversation. I mean, why the fuck made me cuse in church?
Hey, I don't want to offend the person. Please don't take it as nothing. It's just me being me. So forgive me if you are offended. I don't mean to offend you. I don't mean no harm. Today, anyway.
Shelly Gordon says, is it okay for them to curse? Yo, you can say whatever you want. This is no censorship on it. I'm not going to tell nobody.
It is motherfucking absolutely shit-faced okay to fucking say whatever the fuck your ass needs to say.
Well, wait a minute, because it's not okay in the first 2 minutes of the show. It's not okay because that's when they check. You know what I mean? They'll flag my jaw. So in the first 2 minutes, no. After that, hey, look, whatever you put in the chat, it won't reflect on me. They'll bang your channel. You know what I'm saying? Not mine. You know what I'm saying? So now, if I do it though, yeah, they gonna get at me. They gonna get at me. But hold on, Kim. Let me welcome everybody to the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm your host, Sun752. We do this every single day, but on the weekends, we do it at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Normally, we do it at 2 a.m. in the morning. But today on the Urban Therapy with Son show, we are talking about looking out for friends, looking out for family. So we're going to talk about whether there is a difference between the way that you look out for friends and the way that you look out for family. But what I was trying to establish right now is, what is looking out for somebody? Now, we talked briefly about what somebody means by having your back. Like, I got your back. What does that mean? So let me ask you, Kim, what does it mean when somebody says they have your back? What does that mean to you? What are they saying to you?
It means there's all bets are off. There's nothing they won't do for the most part. Of course, there are limits. I mean, let's be realistic. We're people. There are limits, but for the most part, hey, whatever you need, I got you. If I got it, you got it. You know, it's that's how I take it, and that's how we roll in my circle. An example would be, I call her Little Sis, and I remember when my cousin's dog had died, and she wanted to bury, and of course I'm not going to dig a hole, and I don't have a shovel. And I called Little Sis, and I was like, hey, I need a shovel to take care of something. And she paused for like a minute, and all she said is, what's the address? That's all she said. It sounded like we were doing something diabolical.
Yeah, we're like, where's you got a body? You got a body? Oh, man. All right, well, fuck it.
But it was that kind of love that I was like, see what I'm saying? She always got my back, you know? We didn't have to go into explanation about anything. She just was like, what's the address? And even looking out for each other's family. Like, when my kid was doing his tour of the United States via skateboard, there were people all around the country who were ready to catch him wherever he landed. Like, it wasn't a question. I didn't even have to ask. It was people like, okay, is he coming my way? When do you think he's going to be here? What is he going to need when he gets here? It was just that kind of love shown. So that's what it means to me. Like, hey, everything is on the table. I mean, of course, there's limits again, because let's be realistic, but everything is on the table and nothing. Hey, I got you.
Okay. I'm glad you gave that explanation of what somebody having your back means, because that's actually the opposite. Not the opposite, but that's not what I mean when somebody says that they have my back, or I say they have their back. When I say I have somebody's back, or when somebody says that they have my back, I'm normally thinking about it in more of a fighting situation, not necessarily physical fighting. But, you know, if I'm in if we are looking to do something, get something done, petitioning for something, campaigning for something, fighting for something, you know what I mean? Whether it's rights or money or funding or whatever, I got your back to me means like I'm in this fight with you. So, you know, like you're not going to have to present or represent us by yourself. I'll be there. So if there's a meeting that needs to take place, if you need me to stand in the meeting, or if you need me to speak up or whatever, that's what I'm having my back means to me. Or if I'm ever in like an unfair fight, to whereas like I have to, you know, like I have to go up against 4 dudes. Like, yeah, I got your back. That means I'm jumping in. If they jump in, I'm jumping in. I might not necessarily jump in if it's 1-on-1, but I'm not going to let you get stomped out, even if it is 1-on-1. But you know, if anybody jumps in, it's going to be me and you against whoever is there. I'm not going to turn my back against you, or I'm not going to run, or, you know, because I'm scared or whatever. So that's what having my back means to me. So it's not that.
The same thing. That's still the same thing. I said everything is on the table, so that includes those kind of incidents as well.
Okay.
Like that encompasses all of it. Like there's no need to separate any of it. It's if it's financial, if it's physical, if it's emotional, it covers everything. That's what it means to me to have my back and vice versa.
Okay. So to you, is there no difference between having your back and looking out for somebody?
Oh no, I think it's the same.
Okay. For me, it's not the same.
What's the difference? Tell me what the difference is.
Well, all right. So I told you what having my back means to me.
Mhm.
Now, looking out for somebody is more of a giving thing. It's more of a security thing or protection type of thing. So, like some of the things that you described, I would have put in the looking out category. Like when you talking about your son going, walk. I'm skateboarding across the country, and other people. To me, those people are literally looking out for him. Like they are literally with their eyes looking for him and looking out for him. So they're going to take care of him when he comes by and take care of anything he may need or whatever. And they're also waiting on him. So they are literally looking out for him. Now, if he got in trouble, and they were willing to help him get out of trouble, that would be having his back. But without the trouble thing, without any conflict, to me, that's looking out. So let me put it this way. Maybe I look at looking out for somebody as more of a proactive thing. And maybe I look at having somebody's back as more of a reactive thing.
Okay.
But that's just me. So once we get into whether there's a difference between looking out for family versus looking out for friends, now we can start to have that type of conversation. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like my elderly neighbor, she doesn't need me to have her back, but she needs me to definitely look out for her. You know what I mean? Make sure that she's safe. Make sure that if she needs, like if she's carrying groceries in the house or something like that, you know what I mean? Be there for her. Make sure that she's in the house good, whatever. And my mom has a lot of people that look out for her. A lot of people, and that's a hell of a blessing. But I would say that they look out for her on a regular basis and they have her back. So, there have been times when she has needed help and I wasn't the closest one to her. So they took care of her until I could get there, or my sisters or whatever could get there. And, so they definitely had her back and they looked out for her. They looked out for her first and they had her back. So everybody doesn't have that. And so when we start talking about looking out for friends and we talk about looking out for family, there might be a disconnect or a difference between the way that you might look out for your friends versus the way you might look out for your family, because you may feel like your friends, your family never looked out for you. Or you may feel like your friends never looked out for you because they don't always do it. They don't always do it. And when your friends don't look out for you, you can feel like there was never really a friendship there. Like Shelly Gordon in the chat was saying, don't need no friends. You need loyalty. She said, fuck friends, I need loyalty. Okay. Well, friends can be loyal and they should be loyal. I think, loyalty shouldn't have to be a thing where that is even discussed. But when the questions or the conversation of loyalty comes up, it's normally because somebody is acting disloyal. It's normally because the loyalty thing has been broken down or it hasn't been solidified. That's normally when we have to have a conversation about loyalty. Shelly says, it's just a figure of speech. I'm looking out. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm looking out and having my back and having my back the same thing. Okay. All right, cool. Let me see. Hold on. TK Wright says, real shit. If you call me and ask for a shovel, I'm grabbing gloves and a hazmat suit. Don't text me the address. I'll memorize it. I hear that. And Nar says, I recently relearned the old lesson with a friend called I called a cousin. Two situations have me seeing them differently, and there's no reversing that. And that's what I'm talking about.
Been there.
We all have, and that's a hard thing to recover from, but an easy thing to remember later down the line. You know how people say that you have to have a short memory for disappointment. I understand what they're saying, and I understand what they're saying. No, let me put it this way: I understand what they're saying, and I understand what they said, because there's a difference. I don't think that you should. I think that you should have a short memory when it comes to disappointment, as far as things that will hold you back or spook you from trying again. Because you gotta get up, dust yourself off, and try again. Like riding a mechanical bull. You might not have been ready for that. It looks a lot easier than it actually is. You know what I'm saying? But when you know that somebody has straight sold you out, somebody sold you down the river, somebody left you when you were in big time trouble, you ain't gonna forget that shit. Ain't no way you gonna forget it. It's gonna stick.
Because those relationships are not easy to come by, in all honesty. They're not.
Word.
Those relationships grow over the course of time. And so it's a different stab to the gut. It's not even a stab in the back. It's a stab to the gut when those relationships go awry.
Yeah. Well, even more than that, you got people who enter friendships or relationships by looking out. Like that's their entrance. And sometimes you can look at that technique favorably, and sometimes you can look at it like, I don't know if this person can be trusted. Because the person that comes in bearing gifts in order to gain favor, how do we know if we can trust them in situations where there's no giving, where there are no gifts, where there's no exchanges, where there's no beautiful presentation? You understand what I'm saying? So so a person, and you kind of have to wonder or ask yourself, if this person enters relationships by giving things or looking out, like, yo, I know I don't know you, but listen, I did this for you. Just because you look like the type of person that needed a break today or deserves something. Yo, I got you. Yeah, I mean, it ain't gonna cost you nothing, blah, blah, blah. And that's how a lot of people enter relationships. I'm not going to say that it's a total bad thing to do, because it's a good way to get people on your side. But what is the person trying to get you on their side to do? Because now you're already, for some people in their mind, you're already into them because they already gave you something that you didn't have to pay for. And it was something that you accepted and wanted. So next time they ask for you, it could be ask something of you, or the first time they ask something of you or from you, they may be looking at it like, well, you kind of owe me. Because look what I did for you. I've been looking out for you. Yeah, and I don't get me wrong. I don't want to make everybody or anybody suspicious of people who are nice. Because sometimes people are nice, but nobody is above investigation. Nobody is above having questions asked of them about their motives. Nobody, not to me. So I asked the question, like, fuck is you doing? What's going on here? You know what I mean? Like, think about how many romantic relationships have been started because, dude came in and gave shorty some earrings or bought her something expensive. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's coming later. And it's them same dudes that be bitching when they don't have the money, the money to be tricking no more. Yeah, it was all good when I had it. I was giving you, I was blah, 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 blah. Now I'm down for a little while. You know what I mean? Now you got roving eyes. You want to be with the next man. But I mean, dude, that's the game you played. You can't expect her to look out for you when you presented yourself as the looker outer, not the one that needed to be looked out for. What did you expect? You should have
go into a situation with expectations. If you're not doing it from your heart, you shouldn't do it anyway. I mean, that's easier said than done, I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. Doing it from the heart. I would think that every situation, you know what, Kim, you know what? I would think that every situation that's dealing with looking out for somebody would be from the heart. From my point of view, because, you know, I look at looking out for somebody as a proactive thing. So why would I look out for somebody that where my heart wasn't in it? Not saying that I love them, but I might just like them. You understand what I mean? Like, I don't have to love you or maybe not even like you in order to have your back. Like I might have your back just because I feel like what's being done to you was wrong. And I feel some kind of way about that. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, I absolutely agree. I told you before, there's a chick I don't deal with her. I do not like her. There's no question that I don't like her. I've been put out of my aunt's house for not speaking to this lady. Because my aunt is one of those ones where you come to the door, you speak to everybody. Well, you shouldn't tell me that because I would speak to everyone in the room if it's 25 or 50 and exclude her on purpose. Mm-hmm. So it's clear that I don't like her, and I've done that before and been put out. However, when her son was murdered, you know, the mother in me, the human in me, the woman in me was supportive in the sense of, you know, I prepared his obituary. And then some of that wasn't even about her. It was more about her son because I knew him personally. And he was a good kid to me. So, you know, he was very respectful to me. I never had a problem with him. Mm-hmm. So it was just an honor to do it, you know, to give a good story to his life. Because a lot of people didn't have a good story. They all had a lot of negative things to say. But I absolutely couldn't stand his fucking mother. I wanted to put my hands on her so many times. So, you know, I understand that. You don't have to like the person to, I guess, look out for them. So for me, that's what I did. So I understand when you say that.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, you might just be in an unfair situation, and it could be a situation where I'm like, you know, I don't really rock with the boy like this, but you know, I'm not gonna let happen. You know, mm-hmm. This I'm not gonna let happen because if I let this happen to him, then these motherfuckers might feel like it can happen to anybody else, and we not doing that. Mm-hmm. And where else? What category in life right now is this type of thinking probably the most necessary?
Every day we breathe with this retarded orange jackass leading the country. We're in that situation right now.
Listen, I don't need you to be on the same page with me all the time. Like right now, you know what I mean? You ain't have to do that. You could have been like, I don't know, maybe sports?
So you want me to dumb down? No.
The next show, I'm writing you a script.
Okay.
When I say this, then you say that, like, and then I will need you to say that. It'll be like, yo, that shit was so in sync. It was crazy. But yeah, really, in today's politics, you know, like what one side against the other, it's not even about that. Even if you are independent or whatever, it's like, yo, you can't let this shit go.
Yeah.
if somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene can see like, yo, this shit crazy. Hold on, yo.
Man. I
Like,
can't even get my thoughts together.
Fuck is we
How
doing?
many people are agreeing with her who absolutely hate her guts? I even found myself saying, yep, she's right. And I had to look around the room to make sure it was coming out of my mouth. And I was saying it. Kim was saying these words. I had to look in the mirror to make sure it was me, my face, and my mouth moving saying it at the same time.
Look, I mean, she ain't as dumb as everybody thought. Like, she know, like, yo, if we keep letting this motherfucker do it to them, he gonna do it to us. You see what he do? You see how he throw away motherfuckers who don't fuck with him no more?
Yeah.
He throw them away. He do them in. He do them dirty. They become indicted. She putting herself in indictment's way right now.
Yep.
She is. But one thing she knows right now, she can't look out for him. And he ain't gonna look out for her. Ain't gonna happen. So, you know, where she had his back before, she can't have his back. Cause that shit ain't gonna go the way they needed to. All right. So getting back to this, looking out for friends, looking out for family. That might be the situations like that might be the difference between the way that you look out for a friend versus the way you look out for a family. Because for a family member, because that family member might not put you in a position all the time to have to look out for them. But that friend might put you in the position all the time to have to look out for them, to have their back because they always in some trouble. And I don't know how people deal with people who are constantly in trouble, because it's like having a job. Like, you got to put on your Superman cape you got to have the cape ready all the time. You'll never have a chance to put it in the cleaners. You got to have that Spider-Man suit. You got to make sure that the Batmobile, has all its fluids and is running right. Because they always are in trouble. That's why I'm like, being a friend to somebody like a Donald Trump, like, that's a full-time job. I hope you on the payroll, because it's almost a 24-hour job. Same thing as when Tupac was alive. Like, dog, you always in some shit.
Yeah.
We always gotta be not liking somebody and going up against somebody. We always gotta be making diss records and acting like this is more than music because of you. Like, how do you
every time I walk out of the house, I gotta be prepared to fight, and I don't want to be your friend.
How do you put up with that?
Yeah.
Suge Knight, same thing. I mean, say what you want to about Puffy, Diddy, whatever the fuck you want to call him. The shit he got into for himself. You don't hear nobody saying, yo, man, I always had to do this for Diddy, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? He pay you, but he didn't have motherfuckers always having to come and bail him out. That's just not part of his repertoire. So even people who may not like somebody, they might see a situation where, well, you know what? Hold on though. Yeah, I don't like him personally. Professionally though, I'm not letting that happen. I'm not letting that go down. Same thing with Bill Cosby. A lot of people didn't agree with what Bill Cosby did, and they felt like he was wrong. But a lot of people felt like, hold on. He already addressed, that case has already been addressed. It was supposed to be sealed. How you unseal that? Because there's no, if everything that's supposed to be done done covertly, and I want to say covertly instead of secretly, but whatever is supposed to be done all right, fuck it. Whatever is supposed to be done in secrecy, if it's all going to become transparent, then that means nobody's word is worth shit, and neither are the signatures on the contracts. They ain't worth nothing. So if we let them do that to him, it'll be done to us. So when my lawyer go in and argue, what in the case of such and such versus, the state versus such and such in this landmark decision, blah 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 blah, and that applies in this case. So because of that case, you have to dismiss this one. And they say, nope, we don't have to dismiss it because of that one, because this one is different. We liked him over there. We didn't like him here. In that Diddy case, that judge told him that she's sentencing him for the crimes that he didn't get sentenced, for, or the ones that he was found not guilty for. How the fuck can you allow that to happen? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. If you can do that to the bad black man, then you'll do it for the good. You'll do it to the good black men too. Because evidently you don't see a difference. You tried him in the court of public opinion or your own opinion instead of what the law stated. So what's the use in having a jury of your peers if the decision that they make, a judge finds a way to to override that? That ain't what's up. So what up, Gabriel Engelman? Says, I'm one of those guys who think DD. I don't know what that means. You know what DD means?
I think he's saying Diddy. I really don't know. That wouldn't be correct. But
he thinks that DD what? Oh, okay. I guess Diddy wasn't guilty. Okay. All right. He did something. I don't think he's a good guy at all. But the law is set up the way that the law is set up. And you can't circumvent that just for your own purposes. You have to follow the law the way the law was set up. So it's not up to me to say whether he should have gotten this or whether this should have happened to him. The law was set up so you could manipulate it, so you could get around things, so you could find loopholes. And because defendants are able to do that, prosecution is able to do it as well. And so are plaintiffs. All right. So looking out for friends, looking out for families. If you had to guess, Kim, in general, which out of the two of friends and family would you say have violated the looking out rule the most?
family.
Now, why would you guess family probably violates the looking out rule more?
Because we've been trained to believe no matter what, it's family over everything. Always family. So there are some members in the family who take advantage of that, who use that for their own opportunist ways of handling situations and dealing with people. Because they know, well, I'm family, so it doesn't make a difference. You have to forgive me because I'm family, and that doesn't change. And that's, we've all been trained to believe that. So I say family. India Reed said it best, can't nobody hurt you more than you can. And that's the truth. They know you. They know everything they think they know everything about you, but they know enough, and they know what hurts the most. They know how to use other members of the family against you. And it's family. It's always family, unfortunately, more than anything. And even though there are people who will say, they hurt me, but I forgave them, there are people who go through life hurt by family, and it makes them shitty people against other people. Let's just look at it. We were just talking about this Orange Jackass. I believe some of his comes from family. His parents weren't the nicest parents to him. and he vied for their love so much, and he just didn't get it. So it made him the monster he is now. Unfortunately, am I giving any empathy to him? Maybe 0.000000006 ounces, maybe.
Mm. Okay.
Because that's a tough place to be in when you're trying to get love from both parents and you can't get it from either one. They basically make it clear that they really regret having you.
Mm.
That can take a toll on someone, and he is his family.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Oh, in the chat, y'all can answer that question too. And please do, as a matter of fact. I'm going to, with a hint of hesitation, I'm going to say friends.
Okay.
And the reason that I say friends have probably violated the looking out thing is because although I agree with what you're saying about family knowing that you'll always be family no matter what, they also know that you don't necessarily have to fuck with no family. Many people have left their families and denied that they were denied that or cut their family members off to the point where they said, well, no, that's not my family anymore. So you can't cut off.
I don't think a lot of them believe that, because think about it. When a funeral happens, the expectation is everybody's going to show up to the funeral no matter what. So they think that's an opportunity to half-ass resolve whatever issues you had, or that you'll be so riddled with grief that you are like, okay, I don't want to feel the pain of something happening to you without us resolving this issue. So that's why I say family, because they know there's a different something there that they feel like you always are going to come home. You know what I mean? So that's why.
Yeah, but forgiving somebody doesn't necessarily mean looking out. And
No.
so since we're talking about looking out, that's why I say with friends, they probably have violated the looking out order. Because if you lose a friend, you can always find another friend. You know what I mean?
Terrible.
Huh?
Those words are terrible.
Well, but it's true. You may have, okay, let's say out of 25 friends, you lost one. That one didn't have nothing to do with the other 25 or the other 24. So like, yep. Yeah, I lost one, but I still got 24 in the pack. You know what I mean? Now you could say that on the family side, they look at it the same way. But the thing is, you're bound by blood with your family members. So with your family. So it doesn't really matter whether you consciously don't deal with them. You know, if you're comfortable with just the fact that your family, then all right, cool. But we know that with family, in order, there's things that you actively do with and to and for family. Mm-hmm. So with friends, if the family dynamic has already been fucked up with certain friends, and they are like what you were describing with Donald Trump, but they've been so scarred and marred by what their family has done that they kind of violate the friendship order all the time. You know what I mean? So, you know, they may demand something that's unrealistic of people all the time. And then when they don't get their way, they figure I'll just go get it from another friend. Family members, it's not always easy to do that. You know what I'm saying? So like one thing about family is that if your family is tight knit or even loose knit, but they communicate and keep in contact with each other, then when something happens with one family member doing another family member wrong, then that might go through the grapevine. I know it does with mine. So you ain't going to just be able to get away with that shit. You ain't going to be able to just go down to the next cousin and act like you didn't shit on the cousin, you know what I mean, over here, because we going to get the story straight. You know, I remember people in my family, they don't keep their mouth shut. So when it's conflict, we definitely get both sides of the story, and it gets weighed out. So So, like I said, you're not wrong for picking family, and maybe I'm not wrong for picking friends. We can't say. That's why it's just an opinionated question, But I know I've known plenty of friends who shitted on friends and then told the rest of the friends that the other person shitted on them. And depending on how their credibility was set up, they got away with it. See, that's something you can do with friends. You can get away with that shit. With family members, it might not be that easy because other family members know how you are. And they know the shit that you'll do when you're lying. You know what I mean? Because you probably done it to somebody else. Yeah, lying in that way is normally a practice. You don't normally catch people on the first shot or the first try when it comes to lying about the way a situation is going down, especially if y'all not on speaking terms. Oh, you not speaking to such and such? Nah, I ain't got no words for him. I'm good. I'm just not on speaking terms with him. I'm not on dealing with them terms. Like I ain't got nothing to say or do with them no more. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know. So sticking with the looking out for somebody narrative. There's so many different ways that shit can go. There's so many ways that it can go. And I had to go turn the Eagles off, and that he just throw my phone away. All right, but there's so many different ways to look at this, looking out for friends, looking out for family things, and I'm careful not to say looking out for friends versus looking out for family, because sometimes they're family members that you look at as friends. You might be best friends with some of your family members, and your family, blood family. Like everybody has a favorite cousin. You know what I mean? Like everybody, I think. And there are also family members that you are blood related to that you don't fuck with at all. Like, nah, I'm good. He grimy. She slimy. Nah, I don't choose to have any dealings with her. When I call, when Thanksgiving come up, or one of the everybody gets to eat holidays come up, I ask if they gonna be there, because if they gonna be there, I'd rather not be there.
Yeah, I got something like that too.
Yeah, it's you can get into that type of situation. So there may be family members. There may be friends that you might, let's say, instead of going to your family's house for the holidays, you might go to your friend's house, because that might be your real family. They may be your real active family. They may be your kids' godparents or some shit like that. You know how it go. Mm-hmm. They might be the ones that really are there. And when a real friend shows you time and time again, when they reinforce that bond of friendship with you over and over and over, it's not something that you can take lightly, because everybody ain't going to do that. Everybody ain't going to do that. So when you find that real friend, and that's whether you call them a best friend, a good friend, a family friend, whatever, when you know that they have looked out for you over and over and over again, you're not going to take that lightly. You're not going to take that for granted, more than likely, unless you just so selfish that you just can't do right by anybody, in which case that you probably don't have somebody who looks out for you like that. There are some selfish people that I know that for some reason people look out for all the time. But that's not a common occurrence. Normally people look out for people who do things for other people. they look out for people who look out for other people. Not even if those people that they look out for aren't themselves personally. They might admire or respect the fact that this person can be counted on. This person can be relied on. This person is not just, all for self or just trying to be down. So it means something. It means something. And it's something that we have to take into consideration. So what would you say that the biggest this is I even when I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking that it might be a little tough, but I'll try it. What would you say is the biggest way to show that you look out for somebody when it comes to a friend?
Dealing through the hard times with them, showing up during the hardest parts of life for them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think that is a really big one. And I don't mean like, we all know when there's a death, everybody, comes in support. I'm talking about after the phone calls, after the dust settles, after, when those quiet moments creep up, when everyone has moved on with life and you're stuck in it. I think those are the people who are there through the tough times. And not even just that kind of situation. I mean, period. If whatever it is, divorce, anxiety, health crisis, all of those things. I think it's those moments when you really know. Like, people think it has to do, well, for me, it's not about finances. I know there are people who feel like, well, it's based on finances. For me, it is when life is kicking your ass. It's the people who are right there with you, helping you punch back or protecting you and punching back for you. That's what it is to me. That's what it means to me.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to say consistency of support.
Mm-hmm.
Consistency of support. Like, in other words, like I listen to you. I hear you out. I try to even out the ground where I see that a hole has been dug for you. So we try to fill in the hole and straighten out the dirt. Consistency. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that every time I'm in trouble or whatever, that you come a running, but maybe it means that you have been willing to come a running every time that I've gotten in trouble. But you're also looking out by, just checking up on me, making sure that I'm okay. It could be just consistent, phone calls, text messages. You know what I mean? Hey, everything good? You all right? Okay, I bet. You know what I mean? It's still look out. And doing that with the knowledge that if you should need something, I'm going to try my best to help you out. If I can't do it myself, mm-hmm. I'll find somebody else who probably can. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, consistency of support. Now, and support can mean a lot of different things to different people, because support one way with one person might mean sometimes some people hear the word support and they start thinking about financial all the time. I'm like, that's not always, it's not always what you need. It shouldn't be. Like, at some point, don't you got to get your paper up? You know what I mean? But support is when you need something, whether it's finances, whether it's emotional, whether it's personal, whether it's professional, whether it's almost anything.
Emotional.
Yeah, they're definitely emotional. You know, when you feel like you're fighting a battle or waging a war all by yourself, that's probably when you feel the least supported. And that's a terrible situation to be in. That's a bad situation to be in because, you know, you just feel like you're an island out there all by yourself. And when you feel like that, then you think that nobody understands you. And that's almost as bad or is as bad as having an illness that's rare. Nobody else has it. Nobody has a cure. And there's nothing that anybody can do except wait for you to get sicker and sicker and die. You know, support is like, no, we're going to find a way to help you. I'm going to find somebody I'm going to find somebody who will help you out. Hold on a second. Got another caller.
You have a call from
my brother from another mother, Norris. What's good, my dude?
Yo, what it do? What it do?
Man.
Norris.
Hey, Kim. Hey. All right. I mean, okay, there's a hell of a delay on the doggone YouTube I'm looking at. We're ahead on the phone now as I'm looking at you. Okay.
Yeah, the phone is always in real time.
Right. Okay. Consistency of support. That's the best description that they come up with, because I commented earlier about somebody cousin I was friends with for like a good 7+ years. Everything was cool until money came a situation. That and some misinformation being spread, but AKA he said, she said shit. So I'm looking at them different, but as far as like looking out for the cookout, the money situation, I'll spill it. There's a little concert that went on this past summer. I had their back along, their back, cousin's back as well as her significant other, because they didn't have time. So I figured, okay, cool. They'll get back with me because they are comfortable enough to where I could trust their word. Well, a month went by. And life happens in between. So, of course I'm more impatient. But that's how we look out. But they weren't there. Come to find out they weren't doing the word. Well, I'm going to ask questions. Here's my thing: if I have to ask for my money, I shouldn't have done it in the first fucking place. I don't give a fuck who you are. Yeah, but some things we don't learn until we learn firsthand. And again, I mentioned about relearning old lessons. That was just another one right there with just a different person altogether. Yeah. And that's just part of like how I don't look at them differently anymore. But as far as like consistent support on the said friend, I was there with them when they were going to fuck up relationships and shit. And I was like, well, because they're younger. So,
right.
When they could confide in me, of course, I can hold a bucket of water. It's cool. But whatever conversation we had. But when it gets to the point where, well, no, I was just like the old man friend that I had, and I miss him now. When you look at somebody, you see that they're good people, but they got to learn where they are, from where they are. It was, so, I wouldn't even say some shit in the old man kind of way too. I wound up saying, well, damn, you must like it.
That is some old man stuff to say. That sounds like my dad.
I wound up saying that, and later on, time on, they said, even though it hurt, I appreciate you saying it, because I'm getting I'm getting tired of hearing about it. You complain about the person that's doing dirt to you, and hey, you want to stay in it? That's on you. But I mean, I'm not going to turn back when you say, well, I don't want to hear that, because I could be the only ear that they have.
Yeah.
True.
And that's the way I felt about it. Because I mean, that's how I am. I mean, I want somebody to be there for me, even if it's just that one person, you know.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But something as little as like not keeping your word on something. Well, if your word wind up not being shit, you ain't shit. So fuck it. you want
Yeah.
let money be part of the reason. Okay, well, so be it. That's reason seasons came to pass.
Yeah. Money. Oh
Yeah.
man, it kills me the way money can separate friends, separate families, and shit like that. You know how many women I know that go on them girls trips or whatever. Go to go to Aruba, go to Cancun, go to the Bahamas, Jamaica, and all that kind of shit. And they come home. They come home not friends no more over, somebody.
You don't know somebody, so you live with them and travel with them.
Here's the thing. When they be mad over money, like normally it's because somebody didn't really have enough money to go on a trip in the first place and they went anyway. Or somebody somebody told them, like, even though you don't have enough money, I got your back. You know what I mean? I take care of everything for you. And then the person get there and they don't feel like they got taken care of well enough. But they probably shouldn't have went in the first place. Or if you weren't willing to pay for everything for the person, they didn't have it like that, you shouldn't have asked them to go. But they did.
Right.
You know what I mean? So so the difference of it. Then you hear the big difference in the events that ensued. So one person's talking about something, I paid for everything that they had, they acting like they ain't had no money, but they really had money. And then the other person is saying, well, she knew that I didn't really have it. And she said that she would take care of everything. I didn't need a lot. But when I got there, she acted like she didn't say what she said. Well, how did I make it over here if you didn't look out? Because I ain't had the money to go on a trip. So you basically just paid for me to get on a plane, but when it was, you paid for the room, but that was it. Like, what was I supposed to do?
That's supposed to be all inclusive.
Yeah, what was I supposed to do?
You see that on the judge shows often. You see that on the judge shows
all the time.
Somebody's coming to sue somebody because they went on this trip and somebody didn't have money, and the other person said they got them, but they really didn't have them.
Here's one.
Right.
Here's one. Everybody had money going on the trip, and then during the trip, somebody lost all their money.
Mysteriously, huh?
Lost all their money. Here we are outside the country. And I ain't got no money. What happened to the good old days of American Express travelers checks?
They left home without it.
What happened to the good old days of American Express travelers checks? See, the thing is,
these new people, they don't believe in they don't have that kind of loyalty for each other anyway. Like, you see the videos where these young fellas making the videos of them going out to eat and the other friend doesn't have any money. And they are just really making a video like, this nigga came with us, he didn't have no money. And he's over here looking crazy and trying to call and borrow money, have people cash out the money. And it's like, that's a different level of insanity to me. Because how can they be your friend,
Well, I knew of this one situation where these chicks went on vacation with each other, and one of the chicks lost their money, but they didn't believe that she lost her money. They didn't believe. They think that she went out. She acted like she lost some money. She ain't lose no damn money. That's how it was told to me. Like, she ain't lose no damn money. She came here with just a little bit of money and whatever, not enough money to really have fun, but she wanted to go on a trip anyway. And she knew the other two had plenty of money, because she didn't call home and ask somebody to send her something, you know what I mean? Or, she's looking at them like, what am I going to do now? Yeah. So let's say you go on a trip, because this was mad years ago. Let's say you go on a trip, remember, like, Before, like back in the day, if you had $500 on a trip, you was paid. Got 500. Now you better have a couple of stacks on you. You know what I'm saying? But back there was a time when you had $500 on you, good. So let's say the other two brought $700 for them. I mean, with them. So would you expect them to get each of them give you two? So now you got four. So now everybody can have fun. Now, mind you, they drink and you know what I mean.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Gambling.
Drinking, gambling, because these wasn't no. Even though it was a while ago, they wasn't young then.
Mhm.
Going on excursions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess you won't be getting on the jet skis today.
Mhm.
No parasailing for you. Snorkeling? Nope. You better,
Oh,
you better walk the beach.
Lotion.
Yo, you better walk the beach and look. Oh, look, you got these pretty seashells. Ooh, they nice. They nice. Collect seashells. You know what I mean? Sally sells seashells by the seashore. What was it? Susie? Which one was it? Susie or Sally? Whatever. You know what I mean? It was Sally.
Sally.
Yeah. So yeah, shit like that. Now let's say they did look out for, you know what I mean, because the person in question drunk like a fish. You know, so
Yeah.
she want to drink. Now she done quote unquote lost her money. She looking for her friends to look out, and of course she gonna have to pay them back when she get home. Now when you get home, was you counting every drink that you was buying for?
I would.
But you understand, you see the dilemma?
Yeah.
You see the dilemma? It probably would have been better to just look, break her off with her money so she could spend whatever she wanted to or needed to, and you go ahead and have your fun, because you can be like, oh, one margarita. Margaritas are expensive. Extra money for the salt.
Oh.
oh, you getting shots of tequila. Extra money for the worm.
Oh yeah, just give her an amount and let that be it. Just
That's what I'm saying.
Pay it back and
That's
all that and let it be it.
Right.
Instead of trying to do it one at a time, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
that's babysitting. Yeah.
Yeah. So much can go wrong with that situation.
And it does.
It does. Absolutely.
Quickly.
Absolutely. So that's one of those things that will test the bounds of a friendship. But as far as the looking out part, now the friend that lost her money, she going back to telling everybody, I lost my money. They ain't even look out for me or whatever, as if they were obligated to. And then
Right.
the other two that looked out was like, this bitch, came on a trip and didn't have enough money, acting like she lost her fucking money. You know what I mean? And so I had to spend all this money on her and shit. That took away shit. I wanted to get some new maracas for my grandkids. I couldn't get the maracas. I couldn't get the maracas that got the little ball on the string that, you know what I mean? I couldn't afford them.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't get them because of her ass.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking out for somebody. Looking out for somebody. Oh, hold on. I would be amiss if I didn't get to this situation with family and looking out. One of your family members needs a place to stay. They done got evicted from their place. They done got evicted.
Ooh.
And here you are chilling in a 4-bedroom house all by yourself, all empty nested. All empty nested.
Oh. Oh.
Auntie, auntie, yo, auntie. You like, yo, I'm telling you. You know what I mean? That's that lookout situation that goes left all the time. I cannot think of a family situation where family has put each other up and the shit went well in the end. I can't think of one single one where where it ended well. Not near one, as the elders say. Not near one.
You are going to trigger me. Ooh, Lord, you going to trigger me.
I'm just saying, look out for your
I
family.
remember I told you about the one who stayed with me, and oh my God.
Come on, Kim.
Come
Come on, Kim. Look out for your family. You got to look out for your family.
Man.
To this day, no nice words. Like if I see him, I'm probably going to be arrested.
Looking out.
I've been on the needy end of that spectrum, and boy, that's one of those deals. Like, man, we ever get much together, and then before you know it, 6 months go by. Oh man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Time tends to go by real quick when being in that situation. It's like can't get out fast enough.
Yeah, it's not up to me to say that it can never work, but I just have so many situations where I'll tell you what, I just can't think of any situations where it ended like, yo, I'm so grateful for you putting me up. You know what I mean? Like, trust me, I'm going to pay you back, and I'm going to I'll always be so thankful for what you did. Normally it ends like, just because I was living under their roof, they told me I couldn't have company. They told me they tried to control everything I did. They was asking me, they was milking me for all this money, my money and my food stamps. They was, and I couldn't come and go as I wanted. They wouldn't even give me a key. And blah, 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 blah. I had to get on up out of there and blah. I tell you what, I hope I never need anything again, because I won't go there. And it could be because you can't go there.
Right. Because you don't know how to get, because people got rules and you don't know how to follow. Yeah. And then that's another, take case by case type of situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's one thing, when somebody's actually trying to get their thing together and rules, and it gives, it's about folks, getting it together, period, versus, trying to be willy-nilly, like I said. They know you, you can't give them the key because they're all acting your kind of way. Next thing you see somebody in your crib and you're like, who the fuck,
Mm-hmm.
And they steady case in the house when you walk in, like you ain't the hand of that. Yeah, nah, bro.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. The whole the living quarters thing, but it's one of those things that puts a really big strain on a family, a familial relationship, and it's one of those things where who looked out for who really comes into question. Now, you would think that it's almost impossible for the person who took somebody in to be wrong. Like, wrong about what?
But they can be. They can be.
Exactly. Especially depending on who's...
It sounds crazy. Well, it sounds crazy to say they're wrong because it's their house and their rules. However, if they're an asshole, you know what I'm saying? Like because you're sitting there, they have these ridiculous things that you've never seen them do before. Now they're doing them. Or they have these demands that are unrealistic.
Let's not go. Yeah, it's one thing to be helping somebody out, but at the same time, it's like, this is how you move. When I leave, when I leave, you leave.
I've seen that. I've definitely seen that.
You can watch my kids. Since you here, you can watch my kids. I mean, you here, you can watch my kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
that part.
Mm-hmm.
Or they could steal your money. Go in your room when you ain't there, and find your stash and take it. Overcharge you for shit.
Wonder where they went for like 2 days and then come back looking like
Mm-hmm. Shit, I've even heard about them inflating utility bills. Tell you that the gas bill or electric bill is one price when it might have been half of what they said it was.
Oh.
Told you that the gas bill.
Oh no. Yeah,
was
you're gonna show me a bill.
Exactly. That would be the smart thing to do, right? That would be the smart thing to do. You gotta
show me your lease and your yeah, bro. Yeah.
Well, see,
well, fair all the way down the board.
You gotta remember that, like, there was a time when people didn't pay things with a debit card. There was a time There was a time when there wasn't no such thing as no debit card. Mm-hmm. There was a time when you went
cash in hand.
There was a time when you went to the electric company to pay the electric bill. There was a such thing as an electric company. They had electric stoves in there. They had refrigerators, all kinds of appliances. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There was a time when you paid your phone bill in person. It was a long line too. And you could buy a phone while you was in there. Bell telephone. You know?
Bell telephone.
Bell. That's right.
Bell.
Bell. It wasn't no Verizon. It was Bell. Bell Atlantic, as a matter of fact. Bell Atlantic.
Okay.
So
okay. It was Ohio Bell here. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So
yeah.
At those times, they wouldn't even accept the credit card to pay. You know what I mean? You had to pay cash or check.
Cash or check or money order.
Mm-hmm.
Or money.
Oh God.
Money orders for my friends. For real.
Let me tell y'all something about this money order shit. PennDOT, Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, just started accepting debit cards within the last 5 years.
Oh.
The last 5. I'm like, what the fuck? You been in 2019, you had to have a money order or check. Like, what kind of shit? What kind of dumb shit is? Couldn't pay cash. They had no cashier, so they want to make sure that nobody was handling no money. But you also couldn't swipe nothing. It's the dumbest shit I ever seen. So when I had to get my license renewed recently, I was like, y'all accept debit card now? They're like, yeah, we accept. I'm like, well, welcome to the 21st century. That's nice. Wasn't like that in 2019. You had to be precise. Oh, wow. So you know, shit. But anyway, you know, that's one of the ways. That's one of the ways where you could take somebody in and take unfair advantage of them at the same time. You know what I mean? And that's something that, you know, nobody's gonna. Well, the victims of that shit is not gonna forget. But then, unfortunately, on the flip side, there have been so many instances where somebody moved into somebody's house and they tried to take the shit over, or they started stealing from them. Shit start coming up missing, or they came in with kids. Kids start fucking the house up. You know what I mean? Doorknobs hanging off on all the doors. Now they was on there nice and tight and snug before. You know what I mean? Now doorknobs hanging off, doors hanging off the hinges. You know what I'm saying?
Next thing you know, next thing you wind up getting evicted because of that shit. Yeah.
Oh well, it's worse when it's your house, because now you got to pay to get that kind of shit fixed, and you might be OCD. Oh, yeah. You might be OCD, so you can't stand to see shit around the house not right.
But,
did you ever see this situation where a lady had an Airbnb and she let her friend stay in the Airbnb, and her friend wouldn't leave the Airbnb, and because she had switched and started getting her mail there and stayed there for so long that she couldn't just evict her or put her out or nothing like that. Like, this lady had to go through 2 years worth of court proceedings and get an attorney for her to get this lady. And she damaged her property while she was there.
Oh, well, yeah. What would it be if she didn't? That's a nasty ass situation. But I'll tell you what. I tell you what. I knew this chick from the internet that I didn't even really know well, and she had, during COVID. Remember in COVID, they wasn't letting nobody get evicted during that time. You couldn't evict nobody or whatever, whether they was paying you or not, and they had rent freezes and all that kind of shit. Well, this chick this was in California. She moved into this Airbnb with her and her kids, and she was trying not to leave the Airbnb, and she tried to invoke the pandemic law. Like, no, y'all can't put me out because and the cops was there. They was like, no, that don't apply here. That don't apply. You don't live here. This is like a hotel. You can't tell no hotel that you ain't leaving. John. Yes, you are. And this chick got in my inbox, and I don't know why. I ain't know her from a can of paint. And she was like, when I tell you what this chick said, she said, you be watching my stories. Why can't you help me out? I was like, watching your story.
What?
Yo, as God is my witness, this was she said, you be watching my stories. You know what I mean? You should help me out. You see what they trying to do to me, because she put that confrontation with the cops and everything on her stories. I'm like, are you contacting everybody who saw your stories? Like, now they your close friends? I don't know you. I don't even know your real name. You ain't have a real name on the shit. I don't know who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? All I know is you don't like to pay rent, or not even rent. You know what I mean? You don't pay your hotel fees. So yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Now imagine moving somebody like that. Imagine moving somebody like that into your crib.
I go to jail.
You gonna be going somewhere. You're gonna be going somewhere, but you can best believe she gonna change up that story on you.
She can change up what she wants. I'm going to prison.
Yeah. Well, looking out for somebody like that will always come back to bite you in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
That's bad money all day.
Mm-hmm.
All day. But people will take advantage of you if they can. At each and every turn. If they get a chance, they will definitely do you dirty. They will absolutely do you dirty.
That's the thing about, I don't know, when you decide to move away and start living abroad from everybody, things hit differently, So there are certain rules that if somebody does come, let's say, from out of town, or they're trying to start over, or whatever situation it is, or if you meet some friends or whatever, and then you help them out. And, you have a certain standard. I have a certain standard that I live by. And I think that that's fair with me versus, again, being on the needing end of it, receiving it where I have to stay somewhere temporarily. I know how to respect somebody's houses, and I would be reasonable with, laying down certain ground rules,
I
as
tell you,
opposed to, yeah.
No, go ahead.
But that's that could be part of the reason why a lot of people move away.
It's definitely one of the reasons.
Aside from well, just being in a certain area is not where it's at anymore, where you see things changing for the worse or whatever, and you don't want to become a victim.
If you think living by somebody else's rules is hard, try living in a shelter.
Jail, huh?
No. Try living in a shelter, because they don't give a fuck about how you think you should, what you think you should have or whatever. There are no keys. You better have your ass in there by a certain time, or you can't get in. You spend too many nights out, they kick you out of the shelter. Like, oh, you have shelter. You don't need no shelter. You know what I mean? Oh, you want to drink, smoke? Oh, in here? Oh, you got money for drinking and smoking? You don't need to be in a shelter. Yeah.
You can afford to be some. Yeah, you got money to go somewhere else. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. It's a yeah. And I've heard shelter stories that them shit sound quite horrific. They sound quite horrific. The stories that I've heard about being in a shelter is like, woo, woo. And they make you.
Some people prefer to stay on the street. That's why some prefer to live on the streets in a tent in an encampment or on a bench. However, they just prefer to live like that.
Well, they all
still want to come at you and that. Yeah.
Nah, fuck all that. If you mentally ill, you can stay out on them streets. If you got all your wits about you, you ain't staying out on them streets. You know what I mean? You gonna find a friend, cousin, auntie, uncle, mom, dad, somebody. You know what I mean? Staying out in a cold ass city on them streets. You might be able to do a day, but you ain't built to be on the streets. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got enough blankets. You ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing is, the reason I brought up the shelter thing is because they don't give a fuck about how you feel about your neediness to stay in the shelter. These are the rules, and there are no exceptions to it. You know, so if you this is just a way for you to get back on your feet, to get back on track. That's all this is. This is not a permanent stop for you. This is not somewhere where you're going to be for a while. So that's why, you can't be in there and you don't have no job or nothing like that. No wonder you're homeless. You don't want to get off your ass. Now, if you were disabled or something like that, you wouldn't be in no shelter because the state will find some way for you to, be housed. But because you basically just kind of fucked up. Look, you gotta play by these rules, ma, or pa. You know what I mean? But you're gonna if you're not working, that shit is like unemployment. If you're not working, they check to make sure you've been looking for employment. And if you can't show proof that you've been looking for employment, you ain't gonna have no shelter to be in. So you're gonna see what homelessness is really about. You gonna get your chest tested. So
I remember being applying for unemployment. That was not a picnic either.
Man, fuck unemployment.
That's like you saying it's for like the questionnaire thing every week that you had to do every week in order to get them every week. Yeah. Yeah, that was not fun.
Unemployment is not for that shit. Ain't for go-getters. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, you used to be able to go on unemployment and be like, you know what? I'm going to just chill for a while. And these jobs then got me in a certain state. I'm going to just, for the next 6 months, maybe a year, I'm going to just cool out. Shit. They got 90 days for you now. Better get your shit right.
Man. And then, you got to budget accordingly too. And what they give you is maybe a third of what you used to getting. Oh no, man!
I knew
that's all the fire.
I knew this chick that was on unemployment for 3 years.
Damn,
3.
And how'd that work?
Yeah, you should just be able to keep filing for extensions. She did it for 3 straight.
Wow.
Finally went back to work, got hurt at work. Ain't worked since. This shit crazy.
Oh, wow. The irony.
That was karma. That's what that was.
And none of these were shitty. These weren't from those shitty jobs either. These are from the jobs that you would really want to work at. Like, oh yeah, this is a good look. This is one of them lifetime blue collar joints.
The 20 to 40 year plans.
I wanted to say when you were saying something about somebody coming to stay with somebody. I remember an associate had her cousin come. Her cousin came.
funny
stay with
already.
her. It's so ridiculous. Her cousin came to stay with her, and she told him, "If you come over here and stay, sit your ass still. Don't be over here doing no stupid stuff." So she told him she needed some repairs done. So she's like, if you come, there are going to be some challenges using the bathroom and using the shower, yada, yada, yada. If you're okay with that, you can come. If not, hey, I'm getting it done when I get it done. But for now, this is what works for my son and I. But you're welcome to come. This is what we got going on. And so the first week he was there, no, the second week he was there, he had these guys come in and do all the repairs, and fix the bathroom, and put a new toilet in, and fix the line that was messed up underneath the house.
Ooh.
How's that? He was a scammer. So he didn't even pay the people. So she ended up having to put him out within like 3 months, 3 or 4 months.
Oh.
And next thing you know, these people, she gets this bill. She gets this letter from the state saying she's got a lien against her property. And she's trying to figure out what's going on, and y'all try to help her. Come to find out, the company is suing the homeowner for the repairs they applied to the house. She didn't ask him to do this. She's gone to work, and she comes home from work, and he's got all these people here doing the repairs. And she's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Oh, cuz I got you. I'm looking out for you. I told you I was going to take care of you when I came. And look, you got a brand new bathroom, brand new this." This nigga was, he wrote them a fake check.
Oh. Whoa.
And he was a pastor, said he's getting work done for a house for the church. And they put a lien on her.
Disgraceful.
Oh, man.
Straight disgraceful. That is
My
nasty
Pocket
work.
Baptist Church, boy.
Yeah. That's what my pocket.
Man.
So you talk about having somebody coming into your property doing something crazy. That they're like, to this day, there is still a lien on her property because she said, "I'm not paying this astronomical bill." She's like, "I'll pay half of it because it's my house and you did the work, but I'm the homeowner. Why would you come and do work at the house and never speak to the homeowner?" And she literally didn't know. She came home from work and people were there doing the work. So she, it's just a bad situation.
What's that? Thing is almost like the Habitat for Humanity type of thing.
Yes! And listen, now the cousin's living on the state. He's in prison for his shit like that. He's in prison finally for that. But she's still stuck with this issue because this company is not letting up. They're like, "We don't give a damn."
That's too much. That's way too much. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's horrible. But yeah, looking out for family, huh?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there are a lot of different ways to look out, and some of those ways, a lot of those ways aren't favorable.
Yeah, one of them, and the best one in that case is just to let him fall down. And say,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
All right, y'all. We gonna get on up out of here. We gonna do these birthday shout outs. And that's gonna do it. For this
Happy birthday, everybody's birthday today. Peace.
Yeah, happy birthday to everybody.
Peace, family. Everybody stay safe. You already know the maniac is Gary Maniac because he's very angry about yesterday. So he's Gary pull all the punches to make everybody's life miserable. Watch out for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What she said.
Okay. All that.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a great day.
All right, y'all take care.
And thanks.
All right, you too, Kim. All right, we're all about.
Thanks for calling in. I appreciate y'all.
All right.
All right, y'all. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious October 19th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. I got to do the birthday shout outs from yesterday. And there aren't a lot of them. So let me get those out of the way because we didn't have a show yesterday. My girl, Charisma Deadman, happy birthday to you. And also Trell Thorpe, happy birthday. And Gina O, happy birthday. And Christina Bunton. Just in case he's not here tomorrow, I want to make sure that my man gets his just due today. My man, Bryce D, I want to give you an early birthday shout out. If you come to the show tomorrow, then I'll give you another one. But I want to make sure you get taken care of and get shout out properly so the Urban Therapy with Son movement can show you your proper respect, love, and honor. Happy birthday to you. Happy annual anniversary. Do your thing. Be safe. Be well, be happy, and have fun. All right. Also, Lamont, Big Mont, Colin Moore Bay, happy birthday. And Strength, E. McIntyre, no relation. But what up, cuz? What's good? And also, and Strength is raising money for the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Also, Mabry Trinidad, Larice Brown, Key McIntyre, no relation. But without cuz, we are family. Jamaicans always think that we family, and we are. I'm just not Jamaican. And also my girl, Denise Porter, Angie Phillips. We getting into our go-getter bag. Denise Porter, Angie Phillips, Carnessa Bibbs, Charles Atchison, and my girl, Danita Harper. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious October 19th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out. Rock on and do the damn to rock out. Rock on and do the damn rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, looking out for family, looking out for friends. When people are close to you, they're close to you. And when people who are close to you need certain things, it's probably going to trigger something within you in order to try to help them out, try to assist, try to, make good on making sure that they are safe, secure, comfortable, satisfied, and in a good place. In a perfect world, you look out for somebody, somebody looks out for you. You look out for your family, the family looks out for you. Look out for your friends, friends look out for you. I can't forget about the whole having your back thing. You know, knowing that somebody has your back can often give you a confidence that you probably would never have on your own. And it doesn't mean that you're a sucker when you're by yourself. It just means that knowing that you have the support behind you can make you more confident to take some chances, knowing that they won't end catastrophically. You know, so you might be able to strategize in a different way. I want to wish all of y'all, I want to wish all of y'all a really great day in a great way, family and friend way. I know so sometimes it gets hard and I don't want to see nobody out there pull your card. And God, sometimes it feels like he gave you a life that's filled with nothing but strife. People who act and give you enough strife and they trifling as hell. But I say, well, one day everything is going to work out as long as you in the game long enough not to get jerked out. And I hope that nobody tries to take your cream and you happy with the rest of the good scene that your family is on. Yo, I don't want you to be torn between your family and friends. Let's make an amends. And I ain't saying you got to forgive nobody, but make sure that you do what you got to do to have a party inside of your body. I'm not talking about alcohol or drugs or hanging out with a bunch of thugs. You live your life in a way that you can see tomorrow. And you got to never have to be out here begging and borrowing from anybody and be feeling a whole lot of sorrow when things coming through. I know that tomorrow will bring another day and another way, but you got to get through the day. You know, hear what I say. All right, y'all. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night, 2 a.m. going into Tuesday. Monday night, 2 a.m. going into Tuesday, not Sunday night going into Monday. That's how we do it. I want y'all to have a great day. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. I hope y'all enjoyed listening to the show as much as I enjoy broadcasting it. Holla. Peace. One love, baby.